All right, welcome on in everyone to another episode of First CSP, channel dedicated to bring you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Mountaineer Area 615 out of West Virginia. This council was originally chartered in 1928. If you look at older collecting guides, you're going to find that the original first issue was separated into three variants, the S1A, B, and C. These are essentially three different production runs, I believe, of the first issue. In more recent collecting guides, they've collapsed all of those variants into just the S1. But we do have all of them to take a look at today. So let's head on over to the patch table and look at what was previously known as the S1A with its gold border, dark blue sky, narrow yellow fleur-de-lis, thick red letters, dark green mountains, and grass. One of the defining characteristics when comparing the S1A, B, and C is essentially the size of the patch itself. There are some color variations which we'll point out, but predominantly you can immediately know if you were looking at an S1A, B, or C by measuring the patch. So this is the shortest at 125 millimeters. Their height on all of these is pretty much 52. 52 for the S1A, 52 for the S1B, and 53 for the S1C, but the length is really what's going to show you the differences. So this is the shortest one at 125, and it's the only one that's listed as a gold border. The other two are going to be listed as a yellow border. The S1B, actually, let's take a look at the back here. It is a old style cloth back patch for the S1A. It's also the most rounded at the corners. So we'll look at this in comparison in a second, but you're going to find that this is the most round in the corners, whereas the others are going to seem a bit more pointed because they're so much longer. Move this up a little bit. The S1B is the longest at a whopping 138 millimeters from left to right. It's listed as having a yellow border, dark blue sky, wide yellow fleur-de-lis, dull red letters, green mountains, and grass. So pretty easy to tell the difference here where the border is gold on the S1A and yellow, and also just the change in length being 125 millimeters across here and 138 millimeters for the S1B. Move this up for our last comparison to the S1C. The S1C let's toggle me off here for a second so you can just see the differences there. Slight differences in the shape. The S1C has also a yellow border, dark blue sky, wide yellow fleur-de-lis. So both of these are considered wide fleur-de-lis. I'll put up the original, which was the narrow fleur-de-lis on the S1A. Again, it was gold. These are all yellow. And there is a difference in the letters. They call the S1B dull red, and they call these just red. They look pretty similar. You can see it's a bit brighter on the S1C. That is true. And again, this one was at 138 millimeters from left to right, and the S1C is 135. It is also long, just not quite as long. This one is 53. It does look appearance-wise to be a little taller than the other ones, but it's pretty close. Put this one in here on the side. So we have the S1A with the narrow and gold fleur-de-lis, and then the S1B, which is the longest patch, and the S1C down here as well. So those are the first issues for Mountaineer Area. Again, if you look at a more modern collecting guide, it's going to collapse all of these and say they're all just variations of the S1. They've done away with the monikers A, B, and C as subvarieties, but we do have them in our collection, so we thought we'd bring them to you so that you can be better informed on identification for these patches should you so choose. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Remember, we're back every single day with brand new episodes of First CSP. We'll be back again tomorrow with another one. Again, if you know more about these councils, issues, or whatnot, feel free to always drop it in the comments below. We really like to learn more about the information behind the production of these patches or just the history of these councils in general. I want to thank all the collectors that have been contributors over the many episodes that we've hosted. With that, thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.